Hi everybody, welcome into another episode of Arsenal Fan Circle. This is an episode to commemorate what happened this week on this day 30 years ago. Now, it was the 26th of May 1989 and Arsenal were going quite well in the league. A young team that I've been following for 2 or 3 years, coming to maturity and winning lots and lots of games in that league campaign, and had a big gap against Liverpool, who at the time were an outstanding team. They had John Barnes, Peter Beardsley, and they were winning many games. Now they they had a wobble in the start of their season, so Arsenal got a good lead on them, but the juggernaut of Liverpool came fast against this young Arsenal team, coached by George Graham. So much so that Liverpool actually took the lead on the second to last game of the season by 3 points. And Arsenal needed to go to Anfield on the last game of the season. Unfortunately, the last game of the season was due to the Hillsborough disaster, so rest in peace all of those people who were affected by that. But Liverpool had goal difference in their favour, had the home game in their favour, and Arsenal needed to win by 2-0. It was a very taut and contentious and tight affair in the first half. And then at the time, George Graham was using 3 at the back, which was unheard of. David O'Leary, Steve Bold and Tony Adams. What a back three to have. In the second half, Alan Smith scored a deft flick header, and you can see from some of the footage that the Liverpool players were quite worried about that. They contended that Alan Smith had not got a flick on to that. It was as deft as a flick. Deftest of flicks went into the corner. And that was it, 1-0 to the Arsenal. We were on our way. And anything could happen. 20 minutes before the end of the game, Richardson slid in a ball to Michael Thomas, and he toe poked it. Grobbelaar saved it. It was quite a tame shot at the end of the effort, but if you remember that, Michael Thomas would have another chance. The game went into extra time. And to say that other Premier Leagues have finished in grander fashion is dumbing down what happened on this night 30 years ago. The ball went to John Lukic at the time, I think it was. And he played the ball out to Lee Dixon. Lee Dixon played the ball into midfield. Alan Smith controlled it perfectly and was able to add the ball on into the defensive areas. Michael Thomas got onto it, and there was a ricochet, a famous ricochet off Stevie Nicol, and this is why Stevie Nicol hates Arsenal. The ricochet fell from Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas was in the same position again that he had been 20 minutes ago, but this time he toe poked it outside of Grobbelaar's reach and into the net. As the famous commentator said, it's up for grabs now. We see Lee Dixon and Nigel Winterburn switching behind the goals as they run off in ecstasy. Arsenal had won the league title 2-0 on goal difference with the last kick of the game. And Stevie McMahon still had his finger up saying 1 more minute. Haha, Stevie McMahon. Epic league title win for the Arsenal. And here's what I was doing that night. I was afraid because I had friends across the road from me who were Liverpool supporters. I went to work that night because I had to work packing shelves in a supermarket. So I went to work not wanting to know what happened, not wishing to know what happened, because like everyone else, I thought Liverpool would win. I woke up that morning still not wanting to know. and there was a TV show called Sports Stadium, and I didn't know till noon on the Saturday, the day after Arsenal had won the league. My first league win with Arsenal in 1989. We would go on to win titles in 91 with an almost unbeaten season, and we all know what happened with Arsene Wenger through the end of the 90s and early 90s. But did not know what happened. I looked out the window, I peeked out the window. My friends were outside, my Liverpool supporting friends were outside, and I didn't know if I thought they were celebrating. Turned out they were commiserating with each other, two of them. So that is my recollection of 30 years ago, on this day, Friday. That Friday night, I went to work, assuming that Liverpool would beat Arsenal, because back in the day, Liverpool was almost like Manchester City are right now, unstoppable. But the mighty Arsenal did the job, and a young Tony Adams at the time lifted that trophy. Amazing scenes, amazing scenes. And I suppose after doubting Arsenal back then and seeing what we've done in the last 30 years, we've won some trophies. We've done some things. I believe in my team. I'm optimistic, and I believe my team can win. And I also believe on Wednesday night we can win. But I will leave you some footage of my recent visit to the Arsenal. Took in a stadium tour, and I will be showing more and more of this stuff. But this pertains to what happened 30 years ago. And this is a little video footage of when Gazidis, in the same area that Gazidis was showing Unai Emery last year. And welcome to Arsenal, Unai Emery. It's been your first year. Congratulations. You've done quite a good job. We need to punctuate your season with a Europa League win. So enjoy the video, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Thank you. This is the spot that Unai Emery was shown by Gazidis last year.